Oh, adventures and people. That's my whole life. That's what I really look forward to. The next big, adventure. And I've been jumping from one to the next. And I think people see that in me, and that encourages them on too. To, hey, he's going to want to have a good time. So why don't we bring him along? I wanted to sail. I mean, really sail. The kind of sailing where your life is in your own hands and you have to go where the wind will take you and where remote corners of the world are available only to a hardy few. So when my producer, Julianne, a sailing captain in her own right, invited me to help her sail the southern Exumas, who was I to say no? The Exumas are a 200-mile string of islands in the southern Bahamas, remote, sparsely populated, and for the most part accessible only by boat. So, yeah, I mean, it's the excitement in my voice. You hear it, because I'm not quite sure what we're in for. And I'm going to hopefully learn a whole lot about sailing and how things work on a boat. So off I went, along with Julianne, her husband Joe, and a few other hardy souls. As chef on board, provisioning was my primary concern. A hungry crew would mean walking the gangplank for me. To my surprise, we found a grocery store, which meant we could eat well, which meant an excited crew.
All excited about the store, and I said to myself, "Woo, this is gonna be good."
I'll tell you what, this is a nice selection. Yeah, on air.
You got spam.
Spam. That's too much spam.
Okay, grab what you like, whatever looks good.
So we loaded up the truck with our goodies, headed off to the boat, and on the way we talked to the locals about fishing.
And here you find snappers, groupers, whatever hanging out and you want. Any species of fish you can find. And wherever you go to dive, you're going to come up with something. It might not be what you want,
But it'll be something. We'll just go try our luck.
Yeah, but I'm quite sure you're going to love it.
So we loaded up our 47-foot catamaran, the Amadeus, and off we sailed.
Captain Julianne had seen me ski down sheer mountains and traipse through the black of night tracking deer. So it didn't take long before she entrusted me, nay, demanded, that I take the helm of the Amadeus. And a whole new world opened up to me. That's what going out to the ocean, the big waves, and the 8 knots and 7-foot seas and so on. I've never experienced that before. So that right away, the first day, a real thrill.
As I watched these islands pass, I could only think of the many pirates that had plied these waters in search of treasure. For me, the treasure was the place itself, the untouched beauty of it all. The waters blue and crystal clear, the beauty of the people we met along the way. And the joy of sailing with a crew you get to know and like.
You cannot say you have truly experienced the cuisine of the Bahamas unless you have tasted their favorite delicacy from the sea, the conch, which led us to the great Exuma. Perhaps the greatest of the conch men, Sam the conch man. Sam dives for conch in the morning, then spends the afternoon leisurely extracting them from their shells, while his wife makes conch salad, conch fritters to order. At what seems like an excruciating long hour after placing your order, you are delivered glorious versions of these delicacies. And what self-respecting chef wouldn't, if offered, Want to try conch penis?
Right. No, this is an aphrodisiac right here. It's they call it the pistol, and it's I think part of the sex organ of conch. And it's supposed to. They all get excited when they see somebody eat one of these things. Yeah, it's like a salty gummy bear. Good. Doesn't make your slip.
A good chef can work in any kitchen. The true test of seafaring chef is whether he can work in a galley, the tiny version of a kitchen on a sailboat. I quickly got my sea legs, which is what it takes to cook inside the belly of a bucking bronco.
What better place to knock out some fresh sushi than in the middle of the ocean? Spring roll appetizers, anyone? I grilled fish that we brought up from below an hour ago. There are reasons that we bring fishing gear and dive gear. The sea was our supermarket. How about fresh seared tuna for lunch? Of course, of our 8 days at sea, let's just say the crew didn't go hungry. After a few days, provisions got light, and it was time to find an island, any island, with something that resembled a store.
So this is how they advertise in this town, you know? They got a whole grocery store right there. You wouldn't know it unless, well, you read that. And before you knew it, we were back in business, and we were finishing our trip with great moments to go along with great food. I didn't have any idea of what I was getting into. I was pleasantly and extremely surprised.